Hey everybody, welcome back to another Jackson Jet Setting Resort review. Today we're checking out the Endless Summer Resort at Universal Studios. I managed to stay at the Surfside property at Endless Summer. There's also the Dockside property across the street. We'll check out both of those properties in this video, but we'll just do a room tour at the Surfside because that's where I was staying. So these two properties are value resorts at Universal Studios. By staying there, you get special privileges that other park guests don't that aren't staying on property, including early entry to at least one of the parks each day, 1 hour early from regular park opening, as well as some free transportation to the parks. Since it's a bit of a walk to the parks from where Endless Summer is, you'll take a bus over there. Right now we're checking out the lobby of the Surfside property. Obviously a big beach theme, lots of surfboards all around this property. I felt like the theming was, light but very nice, and overall I was pretty impressed with this property. I did stay at a Disney value property on this same trip, and to me I felt like you got a little bit more at this property. It's also a little bit newer, but obviously a real hotel, not a motel style building like you'll find over at Disney, so there's definitely one step up there. So right now we're making our way down the hallway to the elevator to go check out the room. So the bus transportation was pretty easy. They come every 10 minutes. They'll drop you off at City Walk, and then it's a short walk to either of the parks. You will have to transfer to the Volcano Bay bus if you're heading to the water park. But all the hotels, if you're dining at one of the hotels for dinner one night, easily accessible there too. If you did plan on walking to the parks, it is possible. It takes about 25 minutes or so, but I imagine most of you will want to take the bus. So there's me. We're checking out the room here. So, 2 queens. As you walk in, you have this nice little closet area with some storage, a curtain that only covers it, no door. I don't think that's really makes a difference, but overall, it is a budget hotel. I paid less than $100 a night to stay here to get the privileges for the parks, which is like really, really nice. So if you're heading in and you want to ride, Harry Potter rides, that's definitely something to consider. I did like the vanity seashells that were embedded in there. I thought that was a nice little touch and gave you a little bit of a beach feel. They had, single-use shampoos, conditioners, and soap, which I always appreciate. I know we're having this whole green initiative in hotels, but it's really just to save money, and it's, to me, an annoyance. So I was happy to see that, and some soaps that were a little unique to the hotel, ones that I haven't seen before. So a nice little beach vibe in the room. Obviously, you're all about surfing here at Surfside. You have a nice little mini fridge, pretty big compared to the newer ones that I'm seeing. Plenty of drawers for you to store your clothes while you're away on vacation here. A nice stool. I got some to-go food and used that to eat my dinner. So that's kind of your only desk area. So if you did have to get some work done here on vacation, most people probably aren't, that's where you do it. But a nice little trunk. I mean, this whole room had a nice little beach feel. And I love the plug with the USB-C charger directly in the wall, which it's only the second hotel I've seen that has that. And here's the pool. We'll check that out a little bit more closely, but huge pool area for the 2 towers at this resort. It's a surfboard shaped pool, keeping with theme, has a nice beach bar and a menu out there. So plenty of places for you to eat and dine here, even though it is a value resort. So now let's head out to the pool area. So this is coming from directly from the elevators that head up to the guest rooms in Tower 1 where I stayed. And there does require a key access. Unlike Disney, you don't really have like a magic band or anything like that, and no mobile key that I was able to use to enter the rooms. So you have a physical key. That key also is what you show at the parks in the morning to get in early. So we definitely utilize that to be able to ride Hagrid and Velocicoaster pretty quickly in the morning. and is entirely worth it to avoid at least a 1 hour line. So it's a little bit early of a wake up, but you save time in line and get more value for the money that you're spending. So yeah, great pool area, has a nice little zero entry on that side, with a little beach feel, and there's a look at what the towers look like. There are life preservers available for the kiddos. What I liked is they had a nice little fun themed flag advisory, which obviously, are used on the oceans to actually protect people's safety, but here just for fun. And the resort is located on this lake. This is where the Wet n Wild water park used to be that Universal bought and then tore down. Lake is nothing special and has a lot of algae, so wasn't too big of a fan of the environs outside of the hotel. Will say too, they've gated the hotels around, there are areas around iDrive, which this is on. You can get a little seedy at night, I think. So they definitely keep people a little bit more in the bubble, though you are kind of detached from the Universal Orlando Resort. That's one negative, I'd say, for these resorts, is that you don't kind of have that immersive feel from the other resorts at Universal Studios. So keep that in mind. But we're walking down the pool bar right now. Plenty of beach chairs. This hotel didn't seem very busy when I was there, so there was no problem getting a chair during the day. So now we're going to head in and check out some more of the public spaces indoors. Over on this side of the lobby, you'll find the arcade, the gym, and the Beach Break Cafe. So this is actually where I had dinner our night. They also serve breakfast and lunch, some made-to-order items, as burgers, pizza, as well as some healthier bowls. I loved the surfboards above you, as if you were kind of underneath them. So keeping with the beach feel. Super fun. But, overall, I felt like the quality of food was really nice. You can obviously have the fast food items, but there were some healthy items to these bowls with quinoa, and, you could even get, fish for a price that was reasonable. Everything was under $12 per entree, which I felt like was really great. I mean, they can definitely charge people more at Universal since you're kind of a captive audience, so definitely some good value there. I just wanted to check out the arcade here, a decent sized arcade for the kids if you're just not tired of the fun. I did see that you had to buy a $5 minimum card to access the game, so that's your minimum spend here. So now we're going to buzz into the gym here, and I gotta say that this was a very impressive gym. It's a pretty big hotel, but a pretty decent sized gym. All the equipment obviously very new since the hotel's about a year old. The value resorts at Disney do not have gyms, so this is definitely a welcome addition. I think that people are just getting more and more healthy on vacation, don't really mess up their workout routine. So this is very important for a lot of people, and so that's why I'm trying to highlight these in my videos. So as we make our way out of the gym, we're going to turn left and head back into the lobby where there is a Starbucks. I did have a chance to eat there in the morning. I was able to use my Starbucks app, and I felt like the pricing was definitely normal. It wasn't a price gouging like you see at the Starbucks in perhaps Las Vegas or in the Disney parks. So it's something to keep in mind there. And here's a look at the bus stop. These are the buses that will take you over to City Walk, and that's where you get off to go to the theme parks. Across the street, that's Dockside, so we're going to take a look at that in just a moment. I did want to detail in video just what the experience was like getting to the parks. So about 7 minutes after the bus came, we were dropped off at City Walk. There's a lot of construction going on, so you do have to walk a little bit to get to the escalators to take you up to security, and then a covered walkway over to the theme parks. So there is a bit of a walk that's uncovered if there happens to be rain in the area, which, you know, it is Orlando and always something to consider. But here is Velocicoaster, which is going to be on a lot of people's lists over the next couple of years. So we're back at the resort now, and we're walking from the pool area at Surfside on the walkway over to Dockside. One reason why I wanted to show this in real time versus speeding this up, it's just interesting to see how long the walk actually takes to get from one resort to the other. You may have family staying over there, or you may want to check out the lobby bar. They do have a lobby bar, which the Surfside does not. There's some more food options, so definitely something, you know, at least to walk around and check out during your stay. You're allowed to also use the pools over on the Dockside, but you aren't allowed to use the pools at the other Universal Studios resorts. So if you are staying at one of the nicer Studios resorts, you are able to pool hop within those resorts. So, you know, it's pretty important for some families, I think, as some pools are better than others, but keep that in mind. So you'll notice we do have to cross a street here. The street seemed pretty new. Obviously these resorts are brand new. Dockside is newer than Surfside. It opened right before COVID. So if you wanted a slightly newer room, I guess Dockside's your choice. The buses that take you to the parks will stop here last before arriving at the parks, but if you're coming back from the parks, Dockside is your last stop. It only adds an extra, 2 or 3 minutes to the ride, but just something to keep in mind if you want to either get an empty bus before going to the parks or want to be first off the bus. Surfside is your pick. You'll notice a lot of similarities between the resorts and the design. Dockside is a lot bigger though. They have at least 2 more towers of rooms, and so if you want a slightly more intimate experience, I would say Surfside is your choice. I was definitely more impressed with the lobby over at Dockside versus Surfside. The lobby just seemed a lot more grand. There was a lot more going on. You know, they have the lobby bar to the left. They had a big Universal Studios shop, which Surfside did as well, but it just seemed like it was more of a lobby feel, and a little bit more welcoming. I liked the colors and the driftwood on the back. So even though I still don't necessarily get the Dockside theme, you know, it's definitely, I think, a little bit better than Surfside in terms of how it just feels to the guests as they first walk in. So now we're going to walk by Sunset Lounge, the lobby bar, which has beers on tap, cocktails, etc., and make our way to the main eatery at the resort. You'll notice that this place looks very similar to what was over at Surfside, just a little bit bigger. There are more people here, so they did expand that, which was smart. But they, you know, have similar items. I looked at the menus, and it seemed like things were relatively the same. Obviously, you're going to see a lot of cost savings as much as you can at these big resorts, so Surfside and Dockside having similar menu items would make sense. And then we're gonna walk towards the outside area, and I was trying to access both pools. So Dockside does have two pools for there are more people, but they closed down one of the pools on a schedule during the week. They also have their own fitness center, which seemed, you know, similarly sized to the Surfside. So definitely worth checking out if you're there. But we'll show what pool was open. Both pools seem to have a beach bar called Oasis, and I know they have some fun cocktails that are themed to the old Wet n Wild that was located on property here before the hotels were built, so that was a fun little nod to the past. But that's that closed pool, and zooming in there, you can see the beach bar over in the distance. And then we're gonna head to the open pool in this clip, which had a nice beach bar going, no food served, and had a nice beach area. I felt like the pool, even though it wasn't surfboard shaped, just overall looked a little bit more inviting and fun. So overall, those are the Dockside and Surfside at Endless Summer Resort at Universal Studios. If you're looking for value, if you're looking to spend the least amount of money but still get those on-property perks, this is definitely your pick. I'd say, you know, you're barely in the room at these resorts when you're, you know, going to the theme parks every day, so value can definitely make sense. So thanks so much for watching. If you love these types of videos, please subscribe, like it, tell your friends. Thanks for watching.